You know, if you've been watching these videos and really listening, then you already know my story hasn't been wrapped in a pretty little bow. You watched me in video one going back to my ex 4 times, trying to make it make sense, trying to force alignment out of a karmic situation because I didn't want to believe it was over. You saw me pregnant in video two, trying to find peace, trying to protect it with every ounce of my being for me and for baby girl. And in video three, I started waking up. I realized soulmates can turn karmic when we refuse to release them. I talked about cycles, about choosing pain over peace, about knowing better, but not always doing better. By the time I got to video four, it was just raw. That was me at my breaking point, crying, angry, frustrated with everything and everyone, especially myself. I had nothing else to give but the truth, and I gave it. But this video, this one is different because I had a breakthrough that I didn't see coming, and it came from a simple question I asked my oracle deck. The question I asked was, what is the lesson I haven't yet learned from dealing with my daughter, dad? I thought I knew the answer already. I mean, come on. After everything I've lived through, I thought I had peeled back every damn layer. But then I pulled the card, heart home, love in its truest form, and I just started crying. The message hit me in a way I wasn't expecting. It wasn't about him at all. It wasn't about the pain, the disrespect, the confusion, or the back and forth. It was about me. The card said that true love begins when you return to yourself. That in spiritual truth, none of this ever occurred unless I believed in the story so deeply that I gave it power. And that's exactly what I had done. What I realized was I wasn't in love with him. I was in love with the idea of him, the potential I saw, the validation I thought I would feel if he just finally chose me, if he just saw me, if he finally gave back what I was pouring into him. I was chasing that fairy tale moment where he would finally say, "You were right. You were enough all along. I choose you." And that day never came because it was never supposed to. The truth is, it was never his job to fill my well. It was never his job to mend the pieces I lost in childhood. It was never his job to make it all make sense. I wanted him to give me something that can only come from spirit, from source, from my higher self, that unconditional love I was seeking. I had to come back home to my own heart to find it. And here's the wild part. He wanted the same thing from me. We were both trying to get each other to heal our broken parts, to complete something inside of us that only the divine could touch. We were just two wounded kids in adult bodies, hoping the other one could fix it. But humans can't do that for each other. We can only reflect each other. And sometimes that reflection is painful as hell. I cried because I finally understood. This was the one more lesson Arita told me I still had to learn. The final key that would unlock the blessings I've been praying for. I saw that I had to stop projecting potential. Stop handing someone a version of themselves I wish they could be, instead of accepting who they actually are. And in that clarity, I felt peace. I realized that cutting him off completely was what allows me to see clearly. It gave me space to detach from the illusions. And now, I still love him, but I'm not in love with the fantasy anymore. What I want now is peace. Peace for my daughter, peace for myself. I want us to be able to co-parent without tension. I want to rebuild a friendship, not because I want him back, but because I want our daughter to see us grounded. I don't want romance. I don't want sex. I don't want old patterns. I just want clarity and boundaries and calm. And I've prepared for that with affirmations, with scripts, with everything I need to keep my heart soft, but my energy protected. The altar is me. I was looking for someone to worship when I forgot the sacredness of my own soul. And now I remember. I know now that I'm not meant to be saved. I'm meant to return to myself. This journey has been messy, painful, lonely, but it's been sacred. And I believe that because I finally learned this, because I've finally chosen me, I'm ready to receive what I was always worthy of. If you're watching this and it feels familiar, if you've ever loved someone's potential more than their reality, if you've ever given someone the job of loving you back to life, just know you're not alone. We're coming back to our heart homes. We're choosing ourselves again and again. And I promise you, that love, that deep unconditional love, it starts right here with you. And if you're on this journey of healing, of choosing you, of rewriting old stories, I wrote something just for you. The Altar is You. My first book will be releasing soon. It's a guide, a journal, a healing mirror, full of rituals, reflection, and raw truth. It's everything I wish I had when I first started choosing myself. So if you're ready to come home to yourself, that book might be your next step. Stay tuned, and as always, thank you for being here with me, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.